Alright then. So, here we go. Part 2 of Lance's... Well, I'm not going to be holding up the thing anyway, but whatever. Okay, here we go. Part 2 of Lance's shitty podcast. Let's do it.
People don't respect me enough where
Oh,
people just don't like me and they think they can talk.
sorry, I'm going to restart because I've started it partway through. Whoopsie doodle.
Honestly, hate to bring this onto the platform.
No, you don't. You willingly do it.
I'm currently having a situation where people don't respect me enough where
What have you ever done to earn respect? The way you've behaved in the aftermath of this more or less explains and underlines why you don't really deserve respect.
people just don't like me and they think they can talk crap about me.
Oh, you having to face up to the consequences of your shitty actions? No. Seriously, blow me. Actually, no, don't, because you probably will want to now.
And make videos about me on YouTube. I'm sick and tired of it. I had enough of it. I'm in the process of eating breakfast right now.
So you made a podcast whilst eating breakfast. That's not going to result in some disgusting sounds. Thanks, Lance.
I don't want to mix two different flavors of cereal. That would be wrong. That'd be...
Who eats two different fucking flavours of cereal at the same time? If that doesn't say that this guy's a serial killer, I don't know what does.
kind of messed up, honestly. Anyways, the guy goes by Professor Curious.
That's me.
This is a part 2 to my podcast about him, where I try to talk to him, make him understand that I'm a good person,
But I can't understand something that is not true.
it's not getting to him, you know.
Bear in mind that he posted that podcast and then posted this podcast not long after. I have not reacted to part 1 at this point when this was recorded. I have not even publicly responded to any of this. I posted a video and Lance responded to the video and Lance made all this crap. I didn't even know any of this was going on because I was at work when he did most of it. It wasn't until like midday when I noticed my name come up in the YouTube notifications. I'm like, oh, I guess he saw the video. So yeah, none of it got through because I didn't see it.
I want people to like me for who I am.
Well, that's not likely to happen.
Okay, an emergency.
Oh, fuck off.
I want people to like me for who I am, not for what I did.
No one's gonna like you for evil, Lance. You're a shitty person and you did shitty things.
But, you know, it is what it is, and you can't change that, you know.
I mean, no, but you'd do the same thing again if given the chance.
But somebody hates me. Always me.
Woe is me. I hung out with a bunch of child traffickers and now everyone takes the piss out of me. Woe is me. I stalked people on Twitter and someone thought it was worth making a video about. Woe is me. I'm a false flagging little asshole. Woe is me. You're not the victim, Lance. Stop acting like it.
I'm still going to continue to talk because, let's face it, people aren't going to like me for what I did, but they would like me for who I am.
No, they're really not gonna like you for who you are because you're a fucking dick.
The reason why I'm taking the time to talk about this is because people are always going to hate. They're always going to have haters no matter what.
Oh, here we go. Haters, get out your bingo sheets for fucking arsehole on the internet. Haters. Yeah, everyone who criticises them is a hater. yeah, haters gonna hate, and all that fucking shit. Because all these people are mentally 13 years old, and the very idea that someone would say they're anything but perfect is clearly an act of hatred. For the sake of hatred.
They're always gonna hate you, you know, because of what you've done, not for who you are.
I hate to say it, but the things you do define you. If you're not gonna hate anyone for that, then you shouldn't hate, because quite frankly, you know, that is what we choose. Our actions define us, and that is the only thing that we can be fairly judged upon. I'm not a fan of this idea of, oh, you shouldn't judge people for what they did. No, it's more than fair game to me. If you do something shitty, I don't care about the nuances of it that you immediately come up with on the fly. You're a shitty person, and I don't care.
There's people who like me for who I am, okay?
I don't think those exist. And I don't count your dad. He has to.
There's a difference. Just trying to get my breakfast on. Worried about that.
By the way, this is a good opportunity to plug Lance's shitty podcast. If you want to hear the rattling of cereal being opened and pay for the privilege of it, you can pay $1 to have this fucking shit unlocked for you. Or, you know, you could just buy some cereal for $1.
That's why I tried to take a break from YouTube. But then his upload came out about the EV Party scandal.
Yeah, you could have just posted here and I wouldn't have known about it. Probably not for a long ass time.
That should be enough cereal, right? Oh, come on. Come on.
Good, now put your face in it. Oh, add the milk first and then put your face in it.
I smell like blueberries. Time to add the milk, the soy milk, because I'm lactose intolerant. Anyways, this Professor Curious has a Discord, but I fear if I go into his Discord, I would get a ban.
Now, as long as you were civil and didn't invite any paedophiles to it like you did your own Discord. No, I don't ban people sight unseen. The only person I've banned sight unseen was Andrew Velasco, and I let him stay for a bit, but I went to bed and I wasn't willing to trust him in the server on his own, because I didn't have mods back then. I have mods now, and I don't think you're quite as big of a threat to people as Andrew, so I'd be more than willing to tolerate your presence. Although I'm not going to step in and stop people from calling you a fucking arsehole whenever they want. As far as I'm concerned, anything goes as far as you go.
Because they find me out, you know. People are that great. So I'm just gonna go over here now and make myself a cup of coffee because it's the morning time. It's always start out in the morning.
I always wanted to know how Lance wakes up and starts his day. I mean, obviously it's not going to start with I go to work, so it's got to have something to fill it.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. People have no respect for others nowadays.
I have respect for others, but I don't have respect for you. I have respect for people who deserve it and earn it. That elderly gentleman who called in on your autism thing, yeah, I respect him. I think he's a fantastic man. His story moved me to tears. Well, when I say tears, I mean like the closest thing I could ever muster, which I'm pretty sure was a bit of sleet in my eye because I'm basically a fucking robot these days. But no, the guy did have a moving story, and I honestly think he's a great man. I respect him, just off the bat. You, on the other hand, fuck no.
And they think they can just walk right over you. And
Nah, I'm gonna wait until you're dead before I walk right over your grave, and then piss on it.
trample you down and make you flat. No, it doesn't work that way. And this professor,
It's weird, like, sorry I interrupted him, but does anybody else get the impression that he records the audio and then records the audio of the audio recording? Why are there clicking noises and shit? It's like he's recording the recording using a different device. Like it's the 90s or something. It's fucking weird.
curious guy, you know, thinks he can walk right over me, flatten me down like a damn pancake.
You already are a fucking pancake. I didn't have to walk over anything. But no, in all honesty, I didn't think anything. I just made the video because people wanted to know about that particular topic. Because people weren't very well versed in it, so I just informed them as to what happened. Both your account and my interpretation. Because your account needs interpretation, because you're a compulsive liar.
They tried to cook me and eat me.
Lance, I wouldn't eat you. I don't eat shit. I don't eat junk food, I don't eat shit, and I certainly don't eat you.
In his own way, you know. He thinks he can talk about it and try to open up something that happened over a damn year ago. You know.
Yeah, and something that you lied about. Also, you brought it up in a book. Nobody would have known about it if you hadn't published the book. Hell, if anyone wants to eat anyone, it's you. You want to eat my dick, apparently, because when I went on your stupid fucking 7-hour-long abandoned stream, you were all like, "Oh, I'm gonna go on a date with you. Oh," and I'm like, okay, that's fucking creepy.
It happened over a year ago.
It's still a shitty thing that you did.
Why talk about something that happened in the past when you just keep the past?
Oh, here we go. Bingo sheet. Number 2. It happened in the past, therefore it's invalid. Fuck off. Seriously, that's what shit people do when they can't justify anything that they've done. So they all go, "Oh, it's in the past." Listen, I only accept that if the thing you did in the past stays in the past. If what you did was like years ago and you haven't done anything like it since, fair. You'd be right to say that. You did this less than a year ago and your behaviour has been identical since. You've been obsessive and shitty ever since. And quite frankly, the things I've been told, you've been like this for fucking years.
That's in the past and focus more on the future because the future is
You have no future.
great. Like,
Your future is the complete opposite of bright. Your future is like a black hole that just devours everything, including the light.
the light. I'm out of sight.
And I was doing retarded song and rap lyrics. I don't know if that's on the bingo card. I don't actually have a bingo card. I need to draw one up.
Anyways, do what I do to get by. We'll make more parts about this,
Yeah, because this one's going so fucking well so far.
but ranking on the wisdom map is not a good idea. Because what if someone calls in and starts harassing me, you know?
Yeah, usually it's you that does the harassing.
What if we have haters on wisdom? Hey, yeah, that's true. It could be some people who hate me here. They do not call in if they hate me. That's
I don't blame him for hating you. Also, why did you leak your phone number if you didn't want people to call you? You should have thought about that before doing that stupid shit.
not the case. Because it's going on my podcast, and my podcast is over 400 episodes.
Episodes.
Write that out real quick. I don't know what his problem is. You think he can get away with uploading a video about
Because I can. It's protected under the Constitution's First Amendment. You dipshit.
my response toward him is that I'm saying I'm a good person. That's
I mean, you can lie all you want. I know it's not true.
my response toward him. Saying that I'm a good person, I would never do anything wrong, would never harm a living soul.
Ooh, yeah, you're a bad liar, and I have met other people who you have known years ago, back in the era of, that Joe guy. Oh, fuck. Give Joe, is he called? She? I don't know, I was never able to get a clear answer on that, but I do know someone from that era who's, well, they did tell me a fair bit. And no, you have always been this shitty. You've done shitty things to various people in various communities without any seeming remorse for your actions. You keep saying, "Oh, I have remorse." No, you don't. You don't care because you do it later on anyway. You do the same things over and over again to the same people or just different people and do the same shit. So no, fuck off, Lance. You are not a good person.
Of course, it's true, because never doing those kind of things, and
Yeah, you do.
people make mistakes.
What you do is not a mistake. It's a cold, calculated move with an intended result. When you remind someone of all the traumatic incidences in their life to try and get a reaction out of them, it's not a mistake. Oh, by the way, didn't the love of your life commit suicide? Didn't you have to kill someone? Didn't you have to... Yeah, when you do that shit, that's not a mistake. You wanted a specific reaction. You didn't get it. But no, that was when I knew you're a piece of shit. That was the second that the penny for me, it dropped, all cleared. Oh, sorry, the penny dropped and all doubt cleared. You are a shitty person.
They can't just get over the mistake that you made. Of course, if it got brought up in court, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, because then you couldn't bullshit your way out of it, could you? You couldn't just run away and block the entire court.
And I do not want to go to court over this.
I hope you fucking do go to court. I really do.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'd be bad. Of course, people like to take the time and listen to what others have to say.
I am taking the time to listen to what you have to say, and you said nothing of value in 5 minutes and 33 seconds.
Well, there's hatred in the world. And people like to hate others. Not because somebody hates me and they don't like me.
But that's true for me as well. I do hate you and I don't like you. I think you're a piece of shit.
We can talk it over. We can have a conversation about it. And in the end, we can become friends.
You and I cannot become friends because I don't tolerate people like you. I just don't. You are the antithesis of so many things that I stand for. So no. Batman and Joker palling up is more likely to happen. And I don't count the Telltale universe in that because, they kind of do in that. But no. Outside of the Telltale universe, that wouldn't happen. But it's more likely to happen than us being friends.
It's no big deal. People just get over it, I got over it. I know.
Yeah, you got over it because you're the fucking perpetrator. Oh, I burgled somebody's house and stole their life savings, but I got over it. Fucking dickhead.
What do you mean that I got over it? I'm better than that.
You're really not.
I wouldn't harass. I wouldn't.
Yes, you have. Numerous times. Numerous people. For numerous reasons. You've harassed people to be a part of a project that they did all the work on and you just wanted the credit for. You've harassed people for sexual gratification. You've harassed people because you wanted them to say something about you. Like me, for example, you'd be like, oh, well, I'm going to harass you until you change your mind. I'm going to guilt trip you. I'm going to do all these shitty tactics on you in an effort to try and get you to say something that I need you to say to clear me of whatever. You've harassed people for a plethora of reasons, and you have not changed your approach once. Because if it gets you your way, you'll do it. Because what you want is the most important thing to you in the world, and anybody else can get fucked. That's why you're not a good person. That's why you'll never be one, and that's why I cannot stomach the idea of being cordial with you.
Stalk. I wouldn't do any of those things that he said in his video.
You've already done them all. Why do you say like this, like anyone is going to buy it, or that I'm going to buy it, that I'm going to rethink what I said? I said what I said because I've seen it happen right before my eyes in streams you've taken part of. I didn't make any of it up. I didn't guess. This is you. And instead of thinking, Jesus, is this how people see me? I need to change. You're like, no, it's everybody else.
Because, it's kind of messed up that he said those things.
Not as messed up as inviting an entire child trafficking ring into your Discord server full of minors, but here we go.
I believe he'd actually
To be honest, neither can I. It was a bit lame, but, you know, I found it a bit funny.
Now, what Eevee Party is a Flash animation that inspired me to create my own character, but that kind of closes the book, you know? That makes it so I can't talk to the current animator anymore.
Didn't they block you on Twitter? So I don't think they do want to talk to you. I actually asked them, but I've not heard from them. Like, I don't know. I asked them on Twitter, but they didn't respond. So I'm guessing, you know, they're not interested in talking to me. But, you know, it was just one-off message, just to see if they wanted to tell their side of the story. I'm going to assume they don't. But yeah, they blocked you on Twitter, Lance, because you were a fucking pest, presumably. So, you know, it's kind of fucking stupid that you keep saying, oh, well, you know, this has ruined my chance with them. No, you've ruined your chance with them.
Since what happened, and I tried to write a book about it, but the book got deleted in my own defense.
How is that in your defense? Oh, well, I did this, but I burnt the evidence after it was exposed, so that means I'm well defended. Fucking idiot. You know what, in response to this, Lance actually made a video where he just showed a picture of a spherical shape moving up and down. I was like, oh, I'm an animator. Now, when you watch the Eevee Party video, it's not exactly aged well, but you know what? It's way better than that. You aren't even a beginner animation. Your animation is not fit for anything. And then you were like, oh, well, I can make characters. Yeah, if I made my own project, I don't want other people making characters for me. When I write stories, I don't need someone to make characters for me. Usually if I write a story, it's because I want to make my own characters and my own situations and my own world, not make somebody else's dream come true. You just want someone to do what's in your head for you. You don't have the talent to do it yourself, so you want to latch onto someone else and then basically have them do all the hard work and put out a Eevee Party of your own, which is probably going to be about a self-insert called Lance who gets all the bitches and has an entire birthday party full of kids after him. Fucking hell. This is why nobody likes you. Because you're just fucking lazy and stupid.
Because I did not want that book to be seen.
Why did you publish it publicly on a public website? You stupid dipshit. And you put tags in it. You didn't want the book to be seen, but you did all that. Fucking moron.
But he pretty much exposed the book and...
Well, that's a good thing, because you published it publicly. Meaning you wanted people to see it. And if you didn't want people to see it, why did you publish it publicly? You're a fucking idiot.
Talked about the book. So there's no point for me to have the book displayed onto my Wattpad.
No, I'll tell you what happened, right? You posted the book wanting sympathy. Nobody gave you sympathy. Then nearly a year later, someone finds the book, reads between the lines, and exposes the fact that it's all shit. They didn't swallow the narrative you set out for them. They came up with their own based on what they knew. The implied knowledge from the outside. The applied knowledge, sorry. Sorry, I've just come home from work. My head's a fucking mess. They brought applied knowledge to your book, read between the lines, and came up with a much more realistic conclusion, and that didn't sit well with you, because you wanted to spoon-feed someone some bullshit, like you tried with that guy on your stream, who you completely lied to and omitted every detail that made you look remotely bad. Dickhead.
So yeah, people are gonna hate. People are gonna dislike me, call me names, call me out on my bullshit.
See? Bullshit. He talks bullshit, he's just admit it.
And talk about me.
That is a lovely sound for premium podcast to be broadcasting. Daywave Radio is free, and that's That's way more professional than this. Not that it's not professional in any way, but you know what I mean. Daywave Radio is free, so I would give it some leeway if it was like this. But no, it's 10 times better than this. Fucking arsehole.
That's because of what I done, not for who I am. The kind of person I am is...
What you are makes up... What you are is made up by what you've done. There's no other way about it.
I'm more of a nice, laid-back person, you know, who's laid back.
No, you're a weirdy-beardy fucking stalker who's horrible to people if it means that he gets his way.
Sometimes doesn't care about the world.
Or anyone. Or anything. If it's outside of his own personal ideas and interests and needs. And whims.
My main intentions are to look for a job.
Then look for a fucking job instead of sitting here doing this all day. I have a real job, which is why I couldn't reply to you the second that you fucking made this bullshit. Because I was too busy doing my real job, and when I got home I had other responsibilities because I live a real life. And also, I have an autism diagnosis, so don't give me that shit. About, oh, I have the autism, so I can't get a real job, but I can sit at home all day making bullshit podcasts and shitty rap songs that nobody likes. No, I'm not having it. I'm not buying it. I know, I went to school with a lot of autistic people. I have autistic people in my family, in my personal friends groups. I've dated autistic people. I know so many autistic people. I hung out with them as in college and whatever. Most, if not all of them, have jobs or some form of real adult responsibility. You're the only one who doesn't. No joke. I don't know anyone who doesn't function as a real human and then blames autism without them being so severely autistic that they aren't aware that they need a job. One guy comes to mind, and he is non-verbal and has the mental age of a 10-year-old at best. Right? He's the only guy I'm aware of his existence who cannot function in the real world and have a job. Everybody else I know of varying ability can. They have speech impediments like you. They have various social interaction issues like you. They have various other problems, some more severe than either yours or mine. I can't handwrite. I have dyspraxia. I cannot handwrite. But I got a job. I do a job. I work all day and come home and then do things for the people in the household that I've made. Because I moved out my parents' house. Like any functioning adult should. At some point. I understand. I know that Ronnie Vane passed off some bullshit like, oh, well, you know, you need to be out of the house by 25. It's not always like that. It doesn't always work that way. You might not have the money, or you might just not have you don't necessarily have to put yourself in a financially worse situation. I get that not everyone can just drop out at 18 and just buy a house and have a family and whatever. Some people don't even really start that shit until they're 30. You haven't started at all. And that's why you're miserable. That's why you're in this situation. Because instead of working on that, like I did 5 years ago, getting me to this point, you were stalking people on the internet and being a fucking weirdo. Trying all these creative pursuits. I do my creative pursuits on top of my job. When I'm not working, I do them. My job pays for them. And then I go back to my job. And that's the cycle that I've built. You, on the other hand, don't want to work. You want to be a rap artist, but nobody buys into your rap because you have nothing to offer as a rap artist. You have nothing to offer as an animator or a quote-unquote writer. Your books don't even qualify as novellas. And those are 70 pages long. They're pamphlets. Take-out delivery menus at best.
So I can have some money, but I don't see it happening anytime soon, I'm stuck here since this COVID thing hit.
I don't know about where Lance is in the world, but I'm pretty sure he's had opportunities to work since COVID. I refuse to believe he's been in lockdown since January 2020. I refuse to believe that.
I'm just gonna sit back here for a moment, think about what you say, mix up my cereal bowl, I guess, make it more interesting for people to listen.
That doesn't make it more interesting, that just makes it obnoxious and shitty and low quality. By the way, I'll put the subscription link in the description, and you can pay $1 to listen to this.
There's gonna be some hatred in the world, I'm sure.
Chris Bores makes cereal more interesting than you do.
But you can't change that. There's gonna be multiple people who want to make videos about me and try to destroy me.
I don't need to make videos to destroy you, Lance. You do a fantastic fucking job of destroying yourself.
And try to give me a bad reputation. When it
Again, see my last statement. You do a fantastic fucking job of destroying your own reputation and making yourself look like the biggest dick on the planet.
in reality, I have a good reputation.
In reality, you don't have a reputation, except on the internet where you're a joke. Or hated by people who you've harassed and treated like shit. In reality, fuck it. It's everything but me. That's the line you were looking for from the rap song Scapegoat. Scapegoat's basically Lance's theme song. It's just an endless list of things that are at fault, that just aren't Lance. Reality itself has to be at fault before Lance.
I never thought my reputation would still remain the same. Still stay the same. When I quit making smacking noises, no. I gotta let people know that I'm here.
I mean, the thing's fucking rolling, so we know you're here. Have you heard of editing? With Audacity, you could just edit this shit. I'm sure there's a phone version of Audacity or whatever.
I don't want dead silence. I mean, he also talked about the dead silence in the video. And
Yeah, this isn't better than Dead Silence. This is not better than Dead Silence. This is actually fucking worse.
his own upload, he talked about it. I walked away. It was a 7-minute stream. People sabotaged it with porn.
Because you walked away and left it unattended and just let anyone into the chat. Not even the chat, that you gave a microphone to literally anyone with no vetting process, and then walked away and was shocked that people were basically broadcasting all kinds of TOS breaking shit to sabotage you. This is the level of stupid we're dealing with.
When hijacked, I wasn't quick enough to stop it, so
By not quick enough, you went for a dump, had a wank, probably to my profile picture, then decided to watch the entirety of, I don't know, whatever was new at the time, fucking Squid Games or something, then took another dump, then loudly and disgustingly chewed cereal for an hour, and then came back to find out that your entire stream had been hijacked and turned into fucking, what's it called, that Adult Max TV, Pornhub, I'll just say. Cinemax, that was the one I was thinking of, but never mind.
I had to delete the stream on YouTube.
Aww. Well, maybe next time you'll actually pay attention to it. Normally, if I go live, it's because I have something. I don't just walk off and leave it running with nothing. That's a Jared Wars thing again.
Wow. That's kind of bad. of stuff was not allowed on YouTube. That could have gave me a guideline strike.
I wish it did give you a guideline strike. You deserve it for being so negligent.
Community strike. Community guideline strike, yeah.
What, you mean like the one you tried to give to me with a fucking false privacy violation? Suck a dick.
Yeah, that's what they say. Never trust anybody. Only trust yourself.
That doesn't make sense because you didn't trust me. We had a sort of interaction before I made my video. I was on your shitty stream where I had a bit of a laugh at your expense. And then I posted a comment which you basically then decided that I was your friend for some fucking reason. And you said I was edgy, but I'm your friend, which I wasn't. I spent the entire time taking the piss out of you, but whatever. And then basically now you've just decided that I've betrayed you when you shouldn't really have offered me any trust because I did nothing to deserve it. I actually didn't even betray you. I was just honest about something. I can't really betray you if I was never loyal, and I certainly can't betray you if I've not done anything to betray you.
I'm only somebody would call in.
Hello, I am back. I really needed a piss, so I took a piss. Oh, I've been picking up some professional streaming tips lately from Lance. Eat really loudly on microphone. By the way, if you want to listen to me eat really loudly, you can listen. You can fucking pay for it. Anyway, let's continue with this fucking train wreck.
If you have your school bully, hey, keep in mind, these people don't go to school anymore. They're on the wisdom app, but they don't go to school anymore. Well, they have some form of education. Maybe they can call in and talk about how they ever been hated on, bullied on.
You're not being bullied, you're being called out for being a shitty person. There's a difference. Again, I think Turboy had to say this. It's not bullying or harassment if the person has only said and done it once. It's just a negative interaction.
While I'm eating their cereal, oh god, this is going to be tough. You know, you can multitask. And we can still talk about
You can't even monotask. What the fuck are you talking about?
Professor Curious. I wonder why his name is that.
I basically wrote a list of names and couldn't decide which one I wanted, so I picked the one I hated the most and kind of stuck with it for a few months. And then by the time I revisited the idea of changing the channel name, I'd already just I already had too much branding based around it, and eventually was just like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to run with it forevermore. It's kind of good because I'm not really proud of the name, so if anyone, tries to take a shot at it, it doesn't really bother me in the slightest. Like, it was the worst one on the list, and that's why I picked it. I actually did try rebranding and came up with, a banner and other stuff, but to be honest, I'm kind of glad I didn't go through with that, and I'm glad that I stuck with this because it's a name that kind of just stuck. And, it could be worse, I guess.
Well, because he's a professor and he's curious.
I'm not actually a professor. Yeah, I know, shocking. That's my fucking unusual suspects moment, but yeah, I'm not actually technically a professor. I'm only as much of a professor as Professor Green is. Don't tell anyone, though. I don't want anyone to find out I'm a fraud.
He wants to go on and talk about certain subjects.
Originally it was just video games, but then I kind of missed the days where I used to talk about dickheads on the internet, so I started talking about dickheads on the internet. I've only done it a handful of times, I try not to do it too much, and I usually go for people who aren't likely to respond because they're old news. Not because I'm afraid of a response or anything, it's just I honestly didn't especially want this to happen. But you know what, it's some fun content, why not? People can just skim over it if they don't like it, that's cool. Yeah, that's what I pay for. Thanks, Lance. Fucking wanker. Why didn't you noisily eat your dog food before making the fucking podcast? Oh, this is AIDS on a fucking MP3 file. I love that slurping. Not really, I hate it. You know what? I know a guy who has Tourette's, and whenever he hears a slurp, it actually sets his Tourette's off and he loudly swears. I might actually just give him this podcast to listen to. I'm sure he'd love it. I hope you choke on it. And I hope then it gives you the shits. Please don't record yourself having the shits.
This is a lot to take in.
What, the cereal? Record yourself choking though, that sounds funny. Oh wait, I think he actually is choking.
Cereal down. I can finish this episode.
Is that his vibrator or his phone? Probably both. He's probably got his phone shoved up his ass, tickling his prostate.
Professor Curious thinks he can play detective when he's not a detective.
Why does everyone keep saying this? Andrew says it. I don't really uncover things like a detective. That's more Kaz Warfox's thing. I more curate. I more like put things out and display them and just be like, this is a load of stupid bullshit that happened. Laugh at it.
But he has looked into the story a little bit, just so he can make that video a reality.
That was a weird way of saying it. It almost sounds like I'm trying to make some 4D shit. But yeah, that's what I normally do when I make a video. I look into the subject of the video, find out as much as I can, and then make it. The only one that I haven't been able to fully look into, although I did do a lot more research into that one than I did any other, was the Stephen Gandy video. That was the only one that I wasn't able to get all the information on. It's kind of funny, Lance shits all over my methods now, but he left a comment saying how great the information was in that Stephen Gandy video. So, you know, it's okay when it's not him.
How is it outside? Oh, it doesn't look too bad. Despite
Is he talking to himself like some weird schizo?
the fact that it's freaking cold and the sprinklers are on.
What? The sprinklers are? Like the garden sprinklers or fire sprinklers? I like to imagine it's fucking raining on him and he's too stupid to turn them off.
No, I'm gonna wait that out until I can go out there. Until it's bright enough. I don't think it's gonna be bright.
Can't you just turn it off at the mains?
Like I said, I've always had a bright future playing before me.
You're 30 and you've done nothing with your life. How have you got a bright future, Lance? What are you going to do next decade that you've not done this decade?
But this Professor Curious decides to get in my way.
In what capacity am I in your way, Lance? What am I doing that's obstructing you from being normal? Literally nothing.
Trying to do is rampaging.
Rampaging. I made one video where I didn't even like emote much. Like I didn't go on a massive angry rant. I just was like, this is Lance, he's a fucking idiot and he did this. It's not a rampage. This is closer to a rampage, and this isn't a rampage either.
Because this guy rampages a lot.
Oh, there's our first bit of misinformation and fucking slander. Are you gonna back that up with some shit, or are you just gonna say it and then just move on like most slanderous dickheads do?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yep, knew it. Back that up, Lance. Back it up. Go on.
If I played his video again, he could sue you for it.
No, that's not how that works. If you violated my copyright, I'd DMCA it. But, as I established in the last video, or the last part 1 commentary, that's not how I roll. I respect fair use, so no, I wouldn't do that. Okay, hopefully I can get to the 15-minute mark.
Because it's on your podcast, or parts of it's on my podcast. But I made stuff toward him, and this is what I said. Let's see. Emergency video. Now, I've taken the liberty to make a podcast about you. If you are interested, you can check the links down below. I've even included the links to situation and negative. But yet then again, he was more negative on the situation, being positive on the situation.
Because there's no positive to this situation. None. There is nothing positive about a situation where you harass and annoy someone to the point where they have to block you.
So, what I said there is that Professor Curious was being more negative than positive.
Because what you did was shitty, and there is nothing positive to say.
If they were going to make a video about me, I wanted him to make one that's more positive than negative.
Yeah, well, you know what? I want big-titted dancing girls to basically hug me whilst I'm sat down so that my heads are squeezed between two large titties every single video I make. But unfortunately, Lance, we don't get what we want. Not all the time.
If that makes any sense.
It makes sense. It just means you're a narcissist.
But, you know, he was like very negative, and he said some stuff. Why people shouldn't be my friend, and
Because you're a fucking psycho, that's why.
this and that, and I forgot the rest. But he said some stuff that
Rewatch the video. Oh wait, you can't because it's gone because of a spurious privacy violation from, you guessed it, fucking Lance.
kind of harmed me mentally a little bit.
Aww. Fuck off.
Like I shouldn't be able to use the internet anymore. That kind of deal.
Why? Because it's true that you shouldn't be on the internet because you're a fucking weirdy beardy stalker, as Stu Dog would say. Is that why it harmed you? Because the truth hurts?
I talked about my book that I wrote about Amy Party. I took the liberty of removing the book. The reason why I removed the book was because
You were covering your tracks. Why is that a bad thing? I put it in the description as my source. Why is that a bad thing?
I didn't want people to read it for themselves, of course.
Oh, and they think for themselves and come to their own conclusions. We can't have that.
That book had over 80 views. I removed it because it was not the greatest book. Because I was trying to reach out to the creator of Evie Party to see if they accept my apology. But then all this shit happened and everything went south.
No, it was always south. It was so fucking south, it was migrating from Mexico to go further south. You fucking idiot.
Because I no longer want the book up anymore. Therefore, making it more invalid. So I have to use this video in my videos to create very well-rounded fellow, you know.
Yeah, I know you're lying.
Real rounded fellow. I don't know what I mean by that, but
You mean you want people to just buy that you're a good person despite the fact you're a shitty person?
I wouldn't harm anybody.
Yeah, you would.
It's just that people that come to latch out at me start hating on me and start making me look like a bad person.
In what capacity did I hate on you? Everything I said was factual.
But I do have a bad feeling about this. That Professor Curious will find this out and he'll make more videos about me.
Well, I guess that was good intuition.
In return, you know. And if he
The return of Professor Curious. Dun dun dun.
does that, I could always talk about him some more and then let him do more videos about me.
I'm not doing any more videos about you, Lance. This is just for fun. But I'm not doing any more because I'm going to have to waste a day of my life editing this shit together. And I only have about 7 days free the week I'm going to be doing that. So I'm not going to be doing any more. So enjoy this whilst it lasts, because I know you feed on attention and I know you want the clout. I'm not giving it you. I'm making a video as a one-off to make fun of you because no one's responded to me this extensively before.
He's not going to ignore this.
Not really, but as I said, I have a week free and just want something fun to laugh at.
Get more worse and worse and worse
You know this, but you keep doing it anyway.
and worse, and he's just going to keep latching out at me. And
Well, I will when you commit fucking perjury by filing false privacy complaints at me.
start hating me more because I made a podcast about him.
No, I hate you because you false flagged me and you're a nonce.
That's all what's going to happen. It's going to be this continuous fight that doesn't end. We are short-named if you decide to make a reply back to a reply from you. In that part of the video, I was talking about him making a reply video to reply back to me. And I said that I'd be damned. Yeah. This is going to continue like a chain until one person stops. That's what's going to happen.
Why don't you stop then? If you know that, well, no in quotations, why don't you just stop now and just break the chain?
There's not going to be an ending to this.
You don't want an ending to this because you want to be a clout-chasing dipshit and get endless fucking attention off of it. I'm smarter than that. I'm just going to make fun of you once and then never fucking speak about you again, because quite frankly, Lance, I don't really want to talk about you again because I don't give a shit about you. I can't even pretend to give a shit about you because you're boring.
No freaking endings.
It could end with you jumping off a building or something. Dramatically, you know. In Minecraft, of course. Get lots of practice in Minecraft. Before moving on to Roblox, of course. And then Grand Theft Auto. And then Dear Esther. And then, well...
You made something that make me angry a little bit. Not just bringing up the past, but talking about my book that I deleted. Because I don't want people looking at that book. You know?
Why did you publicly publish it then?
Well, that book was up there in the first place for people to look at. I shouldn't have no excuse to write a book
Suddenly he realises.
about the Eevee Party creator and the problems that I had with that. I'm trying to set that aside now. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Oh jeez, Rick.
It should be no big deal now, right? It's not like anyone's coming to attack me or latch out at me.
No, it's boring for that.
With all the hatred in the world. You know, the world is corrupted.
Oh fuck, here we go.
People are going to do something that, you know, are going to make somebody feel sad in some cases.
I feel sad.
Like for me, I had to find find a way to latch back out because
I'm bored.
he's making a video about me. He has every right to do so. Yes, true. But I have a right as well. I have a right to latch back out. I have a right to talk about this. I have a right to
You don't have a right to publish false fucking privacy complaints.
create a podcast about it because it's not right. Everything these people do to me, say about me, is not good. Is
Because it happens to you.
not right in any way whatsoever. Sorry if I get pissed, but it doesn't seem like I'm having a good day about this.
Because you're acting like a pussy.
And they create shitty memes about me, of course.
Hey, my memes are fucking spectacular.
Oh, really? Yes. They created a meme with a movie character, but I don't want to talk about that part.
It's the child snatcher from GG Bang Bang.
Podcast, anyways, in this episode. Just for those out there who like have the kind of hatred that I feel on a daily basis, and that people don't like me.
Because you're a cunt.
They don't even want to call into my wisdom show to talk about me.
Oh, here we go. Fucking guilt tripping again. He did this on the autism thing. He talks about autism. He's like, this is an important topic. And it's only important because he wants fucking call-ins so people will give him attention. And then he starts using a condition which is, you know, life-changing to everyone around the person who has it as a sort of fucking flag to get people to fucking jump all over him and fuss over him and wipe his baby tears away.
Hated on. But it hurts because it's sad, you know.
It's not fucking sad. You did something fucking stupid and everyone thinks you're a fucking dick for it. That isn't sad. That is how the world should work. And you are a magnificent retard.
It is what it is.
Oh. Bingo time. It is what it is. Fucking Love Island quotes.
But if people are going to be
Sorry, I'm hungry.
absolutely out of their ways just to get someone to break down in tears,
No, don't break down in tears, because then you're going to be all like, I just want you to be my friend. And I'm going to be like, no. You fucking pedo stash dickhead, go away.
it's not worth it. Oh, it's not worth it at all, you know. I did talk about other people on my podcast, but the thing is, go too good. Okay, what am I looking for? Some CDs, right? There's really much of it.
CDs? What?
I'm pretty sure if I look hard enough, I can find a pack of CDs that can hold a 64 gig bit Windows. See, I'm not the villain here. Always considered myself to be
Yeah, you are. You're burning Windows 7 64-bit onto CDs. That's the most villainous fucking thing I've ever heard of.
the anti-guy, the anti-hero almost.
You're not a fucking anti-hero, because anti-heroes are typically interesting and you're not. I mean, Red Hood, for example, is an anti-hero. And he's like a hardcore fucking superhero. But the deal with him is that he doesn't fucking tolerate child molesters, whereas you do. So, you know.
Not the villain. Yeah, it was
You're not cool enough or interesting enough to be the villain. You're like the creeper. You want to be the Joker. You even go as far as to kidnap Harley Quinn. But really, you're just the joke. Everyone's just like, you're a fucking dick. The Joker doesn't like you because you're cramping his style. And the rest of the characters don't like you because, well, you're a fucking creep. And nobody cares.
considered myself to be the anti-hero or the vigilante. the vigilante that stalks the night.
Well, you stalk something.
I consider myself to be the anti-hero or the vigilante that stalks the night.
You stalk something. What are you stalking? 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 What are you stalking?
That's all I always thought I'd be, the top kind of guy that goes around and starts saving the day instead of not saving the day.
I mean, you don't save the day though, because whenever you've been faced with adversity, you either pick the wrong side or fuck up spectacularly.
If you will. But that's not the case with Professor Curious. He thinks I'm some kind of lunatic person, moron guy, walking around on YouTube. And I
Yeah, that sums you up pretty well, actually. That is exactly what I think.
tried to take a break from YouTube to watch videos, not to upload. But he really upset me because I didn't want this darn thing to happen,
Why am I obligated to know your schedule? I don't know if you're taking a break, and frankly, I don't give a shit.
I didn't want this to fall through. I didn't want this to make any plans of anybody uploading videos about me and trying to destroy me, but heads will roll.
Try it. Try it, bitch. Seriously. I will use your head as a fucking pen holder.
That's right. Heads will roll.
Your head won't roll because it'll be stuck under a fucking lawnmower and you'll be buried up to your neck. And the last thing you'll see is a whirling saw blade slicing through your head, turning your brains to mush all over a football field.
Yeah, just because of what he did, not because of what he made.
What are you on about? What did I do? I made a video. So it's not because of what I made, it's because of what I did. But what did I do?
Just because he thinks I'm a bad guy and wants to
Oh, anyone who doesn't agree with my narrative needs to die. Okay.
talk crap about me.
Because you're full of crap.
Well, some of it's true, some of it's not true.
Most of it's true. And I say most because I'm leaving a margin for error.
Because I don't stalk people,
Yeah, you do.
and I'm not obsessed with people.
Yeah, you are.
He's got that crap all wrong.
Nope, I talk to people, and I know a handful of people who have more or less had to change their entire online identity to get away from you. You'll never see them again, Lance, because they're hiding from you forever. And I refuse to tell you anything about them, or even give you the remotest of hints, because they deserve better parasites than you to contend with.
The only thing I'm obsessed with is that Bolt movie from 2008, Disney's Bolt.
Why? That's the fucking weirdest obsession. Why? I saw that movie when it came out. It was really forgettable. It was like... I mean, I'm not even going to criticize you on that. If you like the movie and you're obsessed with the movie, sure, why not? I've met people who are obsessed with Shark Tale. I just don't get why that movie... If it was a complete masterpiece, I get it, but it's really just another Disney movie. It's another 3D animated Disney movie. If it was like Porco Rosso, Princess Mononoke, which took years to make and every single bit of background is a fucking masterpiece, I get it, but I don't get it. I don't get why you'd be obsessed with that. I mean, more power to you if you are. It's just I didn't get that much enjoyment out of that movie. I just saw it and was like, that was a 3-star. Gonna go home and eat KFC whilst crying and having a very, very slow wank because I was 13.
Because I collected stuff about it. Hold on for a sec.
Can I see this collection on a video? Because I'm kind of intrigued as to what the hell you'd even have. Do they even still make merchandise for that movie? It's nearly 15 years old.
One of my phones unplugged in. Doing a cell phone collection? Yes, of course. I've been having a cell phone collection.
So you buy cell phones to collect them, or you just keep your old mobiles? Because I keep my old mobiles and I have some of my grandparents' mobiles, so they're all really old.
Oh, that's crazy. Yes, if they were investigating me, they'd have a good time.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
They confiscate all my devices. Holy crap. Yep, even every computer
Yeah, that one that you hide under the floorboards. Only go on in the dark. It's got all your special pictures saved on it. Of Bolt, of course.
What I'm trying to say is that I'm a good guy at heart.
No, you're not. And also, it's your actions that count, not what's it hurt.
And I'm a little bit smart.
No, you're not. You're the fucking dumbest bastard I've met, besides Andrew Velasco. And really, anyone is smarter than Andrew Velasco, so that doesn't need to be said.
And I know right from wrong.
Yeah, and then you choose to do it wrong, because you're a fucking prick.
I do know right from wrong. I mean,
Yeah, I believe you. You just choose to do the wrong thing every time because you're a fucking asshole.
this Professor Curious guy, he thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Because I do.
But in reality, he's just making a video to gain views off of my shame.
I don't really give a shit about views. I actually worked out a long time ago how to get views. And I don't stick to that formula because it would mean having to make content that I don't want to make all the time. I enjoy making that kind of content, but at the same time, it's just not necessarily what I want to do every single time I make a video. So yeah, if I cared about views, I wouldn't make videos on you. I wouldn't make videos on people. I'd make videos on certain things that have gotten views. And the only reason why I'm not saying what they are is because I don't want Lance to steal that and then just start basically copying my shit.
That's what it is. He thinks he can get some views off of me by
You're getting views off of me by making this bullshit, but no, I don't care about the views. If I got one view and one comment that just said KYS, I'd still do it the same way. Because I make my content because I want that content to exist, I want to make that content. I make the content because I want to make the content. I don't care if people like it, I don't care if people watch it. Sometimes if nobody's watching something and I'm not very motivated to keep doing it, I'll say, nobody's watching it and I don't want to make it, I'm going to stop. But that's the closest I've ever done to anything to do with views. Like Farmer's Dynasty, I think, was one. People stopped watching that shit and I don't blame them. It's a boring fucking game. And I just got to the point where I was like, yeah, I don't care anymore, it's boring, it's shit, can't be arsed, not playing it anymore. But no, I'd make this. I'm not expecting views for this, so don't care.
talking about me. That's how it works technically anyways. Because he's making something about me. He thinks he gets his kicks on making a video that gains him some sort of popularity.
How would I get popularity off you when nobody gives a fuck about you? Really, I don't know how that works.
Unlike me. But then,
I'm more popular than you, more successful than you. And I'm not popular or successful, but I am compared to you.
then there's the basementism people.
Oh yeah, the podcast guys. I haven't watched their stuff, but
I consider them to be good guys. I haven't really talked to them completely yet because I don't know their.
don't they make stuff making fun of you though? Like, why are they better than I am? I don't understand your warped logic.
This is work. I definitely want to get into contact with basementism because they have like a show that they do every Friday. To get in contact with them so I can have that conversation with them because I am kind of curious to know what they think about me. That's just even more people who are going, discovering me, if you will. Oh, let's see if I can find some discs. I want music CDs. That would not hold the darn ISO burned file. That's CDR. That won't work. How about that one? I can't see it. Oh God. Where is it?
Why are you doing this now?
That's a Memorex disc. Hold on for a sec, honey. Let us unscrew this and see what's inside it. It's a CDR.
Oh, don't start screwing the computer, please. There's children present.
I guess you could give it a shot. I mean,
Yeah, give yourself a shot. With a COVID vaccine. In your eye. I hear that's the most efficient way, but I could be wrong.
I don't know if it would work. I mean, I'm talking about hatred, guys.
What, the video game? Really? Is that worth talking about? I thought it was so-so.
People not liking me, people trying to destroy me, people trying to get underneath my skin.
Oh, so you're the protagonist of Hatred? I didn't know that. Makes sense, actually, because you are the stereotypical school shooter, so it makes sense.
I can't stand it. This makes me want to hate society.
We live in a society. Oh, here we go. Another fucking thing. He's comparing himself to the Joker again. Bingo. Well, I got a line, actually. Sorry, it's not bingo. False alarm. It's bingo, but I got a line.
That's what it makes me want to do. Hate society.
Society? Why? Because some people on the internet made videos about you for doing stupid things. Okay.
I become the villain to society.
Because you're the worst thing in society. A craven.
Oh, wow, that's bad. Yeah, I know. I don't want him to do this to me.
Do this to me, daddy. I don't know, you were saying something different a while back. You were like, oh, baby, I could date you. If you don't like punishment, I am not a guy to date.
I mean, people done enough damage about me and tried to turn against me, tried to destroy me.
You did all that to yourself. Spectacularly, might I add. It's quite admirable in a retarded kind of way.
I even had one guy named Gage.
Oh, he brought up Gage. He promised he wouldn't do that anymore.
He tried to contact his family and his lawyer about me.
Yeah, because you started slandering him.
And since then, when I stepped down from YouTube, walked away and nothing happened, he did not do crap.
Because you stopped. He asked for a cease and desist, and you ceased and desisted, so he didn't need to do anything else.
Not do crap. Like, you thought he was going to do that to you. Yes, that's exactly what I thought.
No, you didn't. You shit it.
But nothing happened.
No, it didn't need to happen because you stopped. That's what he wanted. He wanted you to stop, and you stopped, so he didn't need to follow through with anything. Idiot.
I even doubt that he contacted his lawyer or his family because
I'm very sure he did. Gage is not a bullshitter. If he says he's going to do something, he does it.
let's face it, he's got no evidence, no audio proof of him contacting his lawyer or his family.
Why would you record your own conversations with your lawyer and your family? You fucking weirdo.
Ever since I walked away from YouTube, and then I come back to find out that Professor Curious, that's what this show's about. Professor Curious, somebody who hates me, decides to go out of his way and create a video about me. Saying logic, talking about stuff that happened before, in the past. And since in the past, it's been a freaking year ago.
Well, it's still valid. Especially when you haven't changed. Bingo.
Drop it already and stop talking about it.
I did stop talking about it. I made one video on it and was never going to revisit the topic again, and then you brought it up with this, so it's technically now got multiple videos about it.
I'm trying to move on from that.
You're trying to move on from that by making videos about it. Got it.
The reason why I got this energy today is because I want people to feel the energy that I feel.
What, this is you energetic? Seriously, you sound more tired than me, and I'm fucking wrecked.
That's why my show is the way it is.
What, shit?
Okay, let's insert a blank disc and see what happens.
What, into the back of your head? Your head's probably a fucking blank disc.
Okay, that's not a disc, that's just a protector.
I don't care. Don't stop masturbating, please.
What the heck? Why is it all powdery?
I don't know why your semen's all powdery, Lance. I don't want to know about it.
It's all messed up. I didn't know.
Fuck thing. Great, now I've got that image in my head. Thanks, Lance. Actually, it's my fault, but worse.
They're all messed up.
No, stop talking about your balls.
That one seems better days.
I'm guessing that's his dick.
That one's messed up. They're all messed up. Throw these away.
Oh, that's because you ejaculated on
No,
him.
I can't take that one. Oh god. Actually, I could.
Jesus.
Here,
You know what? I'd rather watch Sagittarius Shorty than this.
inside the system. God damn.
I feel bad for you, son. No, I don't. This is hilarious.
Upgrade the computer from 32-bit to 64-bit. Since
Don't you need hardware for that as well? Like, I hope you got the right hardware. Actually, no, I don't. Do it. It'll set on fire and it'll be funny.
it's 64-bit compatibility.
Oh, okay. He's got the right hardware, I guess. I'll take his word for it.
All the CDs are all messed up. I don't know what they can say.
Why are you doing it on a CD then? Why don't you just do it on something else?
Take the right time out of their mind to talk about me. Try to tear me down.
I don't need to talk about you to tear you down because there's nothing I could say or do about you which you haven't done to yourself.
But I tell you what, I stand up and I stand strong.
You stand about as strong as a fucking polio victim.
Let anyone tear me down.
Yeah, you're about as sturdy as a fucking matchbox house.
I gotta stand up for myself.
Yeah, you've done a really shitty job of it so far.
Nobody's gonna be there to take care of me forever.
No, I hope not.
Take this inside. There's nothing on the darn disc.
Darn.
Flash drive.
Yo, why don't you just use a USB flash drive or external hard drive like I would? I have like 100 of them. Kicking about. You need it when you make videos as much as I do.
I'm doing it as a flash drive because
Why didn't you just do that to begin with?
messing around with that when it's permanently on the
Fucking
disc.
dipshit. I'm bored.
It's permanently on the disc. But I want to make the change in my life, you know? So, this was part 2. I am a bit frustrated about it. We could all be frustrated sometimes. But this is just me ranting about Professor Curious.
No, it's not. It's you fucking around with your computer whilst eating cereal and crying.
And trying to give my best personal opinion about
Well, it's shit. Your best is shit.
what kind of person he is.
Yeah, you did a shit job of that.
Because I don't know what kind of person he is.
Because you're a fucking idiot and you couldn't be bothered researching me at all.
I'm not the one picking his brain to understand how he thinks.
You don't want to go in my brain, Lance. You'll have nightmares for the rest of your life.
Because I don't know what kind of person he is.
I'm the best kind of person.
Megabytes. Nice. Yeah. It's not worth going around and letting people know that somebody hates me.
Well, you've done that now.
Of course, he's trying to spread light on the situation. But simple.
No, you've done that. I haven't done any of that shit. I shared it with a few of my friends because it's a hilarious situation. But apart from that, no, I've not brought anyone on my channel to the situation until now, and that's because you made so many fucking responses to it. I just couldn't help but find it amusing. And I needed some light fun because I've had a very, very stressful few weeks.
Not putting my channel in the description of the video, therefore not giving me a shout out.
Why do you want to shout out on a video that's shitting all over you, as you keep saying? You say it's a negative video about you. If you want to learn more about the guy, please go to his channel, where I'm sure that, you know, people who watched a video about you and being a shit person are probably going to be very objective when they go to your channel.
But he is watching me carefully.
I'm not really. I'm sub to you because I like watching your shit content and having a laugh at its expense. And I happened to come across this because you posted it on your YouTube channel. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bothered to check.
Examining me to see what I do next.
I don't really care what you do next. I just hope it involves a fucking shotgun.
You're always being watched by somebody.
And your forehead. No, you're just a narcissist.
Pretty much just the gist of it, you know. People are gonna watch you and see how your behavior is.
Well, that's how zoos work.
I have pretty decent behavior.
Yeah, I guess for a rabid animal, you are pretty decent. For a human being, though, you're a complete piece of shit.
Overall, just depending on what my actions were and what my actions are.
They're all shit because you're a Wankenstein.
But I have to second guess myself every now and then and ask myself, do I want to do this? Do I really want to do this?
And then you do it anyway because it gets you what you want and fuck the consequences, right?
The second guessing, that's what it is.
As you should.
Because it's not really going to be the same for me after people in my life die, you know. It won't be the same anymore. Like,
It never is.
say for instance, my grandma, she's passed away. And I'll never see her again because she's gone. That's the thing.
Well, my condolences. No, legit, like, you know, I know that. I've lost both. I lost mine last year, one of them. And I lost the one I was closest to 5 years ago, and I've made a video at that time of year for several years. But since COVID, I just haven't had the ability to do it because I just don't have the energy. And I don't want to half-ass that video because, you know, it's important to me and, well...
You aren't going to come back after death. You can't come back after death. It's impossible.
Nor should you.
Death is a very dark topic. And you see, the thing is, people don't appreciate me. Some people that don't appreciate me.
I'm not obligated to appreciate you, and I also don't need to appreciate someone who's basically a shit person.
Barely know me. And they have to meet me in order to build a trust.
I don't want to be anywhere near you. You're a fucking creep.
And have a relationship. And the reason why he did that was because it was a relationship issue. That's what it was.
A what?
Because he didn't have that type of relationship. That's the problem.
What are you talking about? Me? I don't want that type of relation. I don't want any relationship with you. I just never want to hear from you again after this because I just don't give that much of a fuck.
How do I burn this? I should have something to burn to a disc.
Your forehead.
What the heck?
Okay, here we go. The last 5 or so minutes of this AIDS. Let's do it.
People don't appreciate me. Some people that don't appreciate me or barely know me. And they have to meet me in order to build a trust and have a relationship. And
No, I think even people who would meet you in real life would have no trust of you. I think your actions kind of speak for themselves, and I don't think you physically being in front of me will make it better.
The reason why he did that was because it was a relationship issue. That's what it was. Because he didn't have that type of relationship. That's the problem.
I have no idea what the fuck he's on about. But, no. It's just not how that works.
How do I burn this? I should have
With a flamethrower.
something to burn to the disc.
Oh my god.
What the heck? How do I burn it? There's a share option. I select the item and I don't know how to burn it. I'll burn the disc, never mind. So yeah, that is a problem. There's always going to be some type of obstacle in your life, and you're going to have to figure out how you're going to get around the obstacle, you know.
Yeah, you figured that the best way to get around the obstacle, which isn't even a fucking obstacle because you could just completely ignore it, was to basically threaten the obstacle and try to censor it. You're a fucking dick.
You got challenges. You have to figure out what's going to be and what you're going to do and how you're going to accomplish that without people getting in your way. Like Professor Curious, for instance, you know.
I'm not remotely in your way. I'm not stopping you from doing a single thing. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Seriously. I made a 25-minute thing criticising a book that you published about a situation that you put yourself in, and I said that your narrative was disingenuous, and I offered my own. That's what I did. That's not obstructing you in any way. You're free to carry on as you were. There's nothing remotely stopping you from doing that, except you cannot live in a world where nobody buys into your shitty narrative, which doesn't even make sense and constantly changes.
Professor Curious is the challenge of my life that I'm trying to overcome because he decides to make a video. And I have a bad feeling about it. I'm going to say it again. It's going to feel like a chain reaction. One thing after the other.
No, you want it to be a chain reaction. He basically said that when I re-uploaded, he basically was angry because it wasn't a chain reaction. He was like, talk about the podcast, link my channel and all that shit. I linked his channel as a fucking joke, and then he's like, oh well, you know, like, talk about the podcast, and I'm like, mate, no. Also, I didn't even link his channel, really. I actually linked Eric Payton, who's a mentally disabled man who just basically talks complete fucking shit and gets himself into trouble. A bit like Lance, but even worse.
He makes a new video about me, updating it, and then I make something about him, and then he makes a new video about me, and makes something about him, and then again, it just keeps on piling up like a dog pile. Oh, that's bad. Yeah.
I mean, it's basically what you deserve if you keep fucking retaliating, like, all the time, to every little thing. You've made, for a 25-minute video, let's see, you've made about 1 hour, 1 hour, let's say 2 minutes, 1 hour 52 minutes, and then some more shit in this one, so I'm going to say another 10 minutes to be charitable, right? You've made about 2 hours worth of content off of my 25-minute video. And you've also told 2 strangers a load of shit who now have an opinion on me which is not entirely factual. Far from it, actually, because you basically just gave them a load of shit like you usually do, and then try to colour somebody else's impression of whoever you're talking about, leaving out any detail that makes you look remotely bad. Because the very idea that someone could walk away thinking that you fucked up in life horrifies you, so you just can't do it. You're a fucking dick.
That's the bad, worst feeling I have about this, because it's not going to get any better if we keep...
Because you keep fucking exacerbating the situation. I see no reason why I should refrain from doing this. Because, quite frankly, even though you've been like, oh yeah, I've come to the conclusion that no. Because I had to actually say to you, you were being a fucking dick. And I guarantee that he'd revisit the topic anyway, because he's just been doing that all week. Even though I've given him the space he asked for, he still keeps doing it, so he can fuck off.
Keep talking and talking and talking and talking. Let's face it. It's gonna be a situation on my hands here where we keep dogpiling each other, talking more shit and more shit and more shit, and there's not gonna be an ending.
The ending is when you man up and just accept it and move on. That's the ending. That's the closure. That's how these things end. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not addressing anything else you say or do after this, because I frankly do not care enough. But, you know, I felt like doing this one.
So one of us has to get tired and give up. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be at that point where it just gets tiring, and yeah, and it's not gonna be good, because there is gonna be a situation where this becomes out of control and more people join the fight. Like, there's gonna be people against me, arguing over me, against me for what I have to say and how I say it. So I need to figure out a different way how to approach this, because it's not going to be good. It is not going to be a good thing at all. It's going to happen.
See, he's I don't understand what he's doing. He's recording the recording, and he's doing something whilst it's playing. The fuck is he? What is he?
It's just gonna get worse and more worse. And if threats come in, and yeah, it's not good. Hello, and welcome to a new show.
And that's that. Part 2 of Professor Curious. Stay tuned for part 3, where I dive deeper into this guy's madness and why
Oh god, this is funny.
he wants to do this and trash people online.
I've not really trashed that many people. It's been like, what, 2?
Professor Curious. Damn it, Siri. I don't say that.
Please throw me in the toilet.
Curious. No, not serious.
Yeah, my alter ego is Serious Sam. You've caught me.
Curious. Okay.
Yes?
I'll just make that private for now, because I'm going to perk this up and people are going to listen to it, and I do get some decent amount of listens. It depends. Well, yeah, true. Anyways, that was my whole gist on the Professor Curious guy. But I need a part 3, because I feel like there's something missing. Like, if I keep doing parts about it, it keeps ruining his reputation instead of ruining mine. Like,
So that's basically what the point is. That's what it's about. You see, this is why I felt this necessary. Because, honestly, if anyone thinks I lack receipts, here we go. This is what he does. This is where it goes. This is how he responds to literally everything. I'm going to ruin your reputation because you dared to say something that goes against my shitty narrative.
I'm trying to get the dirt off, you know?
By all means, look. There's none really. There's two things that I've done on my channel which I honestly would have done differently if I did them again. And quite frankly, they're not bad things on a... They're not a you bad thing. I approached one situation in a way that I wouldn't have. And, well, I wouldn't have now. And I also wanted someone to fail a little too much. And I learned not to constantly expect people to fail or want people to fail from that. And I haven't behaved that way in, 3 or 4 years now? And I can't remember what the other thing was now. But no, yeah. You see, if I make mistakes, it's very, very rare that I don't learn from them, accept them, and move on.
And didn't really do much of anything. I barely scratched the surface. Yeah, I need to dig deeper on this guy.
Yeah, try find something to rub in my fucking face, I'm sure you will. But there isn't really anything. Unless you start buying into some dickhead like Cranium's shit who's just gonna make some stuff up. And if you start fucking going down that route, you'll get in more trouble again like last time you did that shit. So, yeah. I wouldn't. And that's all she wrote. Nope, fuck off. So finally, we've got my final thoughts, which is part 3. It's going to be underwhelming as fuck, I promise. Really, he fucks up.
See, the thing is about Professor Curious. Now I have to keep tabs on him.
You really don't. I have very rarely revisited a purgatory topic or purgatory interested person. I've made one video per person.
Just in case he makes another video about me, it makes me freak out. Because, he started this.
Yeah, you say freak out, but really a lot of this crap is you just doing things over days. Freakouts are knee-jerk reactions. I don't judge the actions of someone over 48 hours. As I try not to. It's sometimes hard, but I try not to because you're not always thinking, you're not always in your right frame of mind. So typically if something happens, I try not to respond for 48 hours because someone once told me that during that period you have not fully processed what you've witnessed and you can go at it with a much clearer head after 48 hours. So that's what I usually do. That's what I did with this. You'll notice I didn't talk about any of this shit for 48 hours, at least, because I did not want to just fly off the handlebar like you and fuck it all up. So,
And I want to end it. If you want to fight me and argue with me and make videos about me, please don't start something that you can't finish.
well, that's the thing. So far, I don't have a track record of that, but you do. You can't finish things.
Just don't start a fight with me. It's something that you can't finish. Don't do it at all. Leave me alone. Let me do what I do.
You see, I would, but you doing what you do is fucking flagging my channel a week after I made my fucking video. And you keep moving the goalpost. So first it's a privacy violation, which was bullshit, but I managed to say, okay, well, there's no way that there's a privacy violation. Now it's harassment and bullying. Fuck off.
And don't say anything to me. Don't make anything with me.
Oh, so you make like 3 things with me and I can't make one about you. You see, this is the usual double standard bullshit that this guy operates under. He's a fucking narcissist who just seems to think that he can be however he wants, and literally nobody's allowed to question it without being censored. It's bullshit, it really is.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. You're a narcissist and a piece of shit.
Don't make anything about me. That's what I'm trying to say.
I won't.
Now let me do what I do.
What? Helping child traffickers find kids?
I always said something like this. Fly like a butterfly. Sting like a bee.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali's spinning in his fucking grave. Seriously, Muhammad Ali would not like you.
Yeah, sometimes I'm flying like a butterfly.
No, you fly like an elephant that's just sprouted wings and is fucking terrified because it shouldn't be flying, but it is. So it flies all over the place and then crashes into something. And then it writes some sloppy legal documentation against the wall that it flew into.
Some days I'm stinging like a bee.
You sting like a fucking... You sting like one of those ants that bites you and you don't even notice it's biting you, and so you look down and you can just see its fangs in your goddamn arm. So you just crush its head between your fingers. That's how you sting. You sting so ineffectively I don't even notice you unless I look in your direction.
That's my saying, I guess.
No, it's Muhammad Ali's, and his made sense because of his boxing style. Your boxing style is to get in the ring with your equipment on, get punched once, and then call the police because you've been assaulted.
Say that. But enough with Professor Curious.
Right, the rest of this is a beautiful but rather irrelevant tangent about free will. It's the most inept bit of philosophy I think I've ever been exposed to, where Lance basically comes to the conclusion that literally nothing is his fault. I don't know. So I want to talk about these two, but I don't want to listen to them all because they're full of shit. This one, he accuses me of saying that he has low functioning autism in my 25-minute video. Don't know where he got that, because I never said any of those words. And if he heard one of the things I said differently, maybe, I don't know. But I didn't say that. I've never assumed he's low-functioning autism. Mainly because low-functioning autistic people don't tend to make podcasts. Like, not without some serious help. So no, I'd never seriously say that. And as far as saying it in a derogatory sense would go, I don't really make autism jokes like that. Like, I'm very hesitant when it comes to that sort of shit, mainly because I'm on the spectrum myself, and a lot of people in my life are, or have been, or whatever. So, you know, I don't really feel comfortable making those jokes. I didn't used to like it at all, and then that was the other thing that I remember now. I used to get annoyed when people did that, but I grew a fucking pair and just said, you know what, some people make those jokes, it doesn't mean anything, blah blah. But the point is, I don't really like those jokes, so I wouldn't do that, really, as far as I can tell. I think I've done it like once or twice, maybe, and it's not on my channel. Like, it was during a bit of fun comedic reading that some people did. So yeah, he accuses me of all that. I've not said any of that. Not to my knowledge. I might have said low functioning, as in he doesn't function very efficiently because he acts like this, which, no, isn't autism related. This podcast does have a nice bit where the old guy calls in, and the old guy, his input is really nice. I really enjoyed listening to that. I hope that guy's doing well. He's in the hospital apparently, so I hope he pulls through it. According to Lance in this one, please go easy on me, he apparently does. In please go easy on me, it's kind of interesting because he's talking about getting arrested. He shouldn't be arrested or anything because he's autistic, basically, is his argument. despite the fact that the shitty things he's done, no, that wouldn't fly. People won't go easy on him either. One thing I'm not happy about with this is that he has this guy call in, and he basically tells the guy that I'm some sort of fucking A-log who basically has made videos, blah blah blah, and he basically makes out like I'm just attacking him, when no, I criticised him. There's a massive difference. So he basically slandered me to a complete fucking stranger. I'm not Killer Creed, so don't worry, I'm not going to talk about how I've been slandered and how I'm going to call the cops. But what I am going to say is I don't fucking appreciate that, and it just adds to your endless fucking list of things that people can say about you. So, to tell the truth, at this moment in time, I'm not sure what's going to happen with all of this now. But I do know that I feel like not doing anything with it is going to just let him carry on like he's not done anything, and that is not something I want to do. So, I think I'll end this just by simply saying, I am more than happy for this to be the last time that I address this thing. But, and here's the big stinky but, if I'm brought up again, then I will no longer care about any fucking... I won't care about the little truce thing that you want, right? I barely care about your preferences now, but I didn't really want to do anything more than once. I barely want to do anything twice. Don't make me do anything else. You're going to have to learn to accept criticism. And you are also... You're also going to have to learn that sometimes people will not buy your narrative, because your narrative has holes in it, and you constantly undermine your own narrative by changing your story every chance you get. You do shitty things to people, and I've basically shown that now, but here's some free screenshots for anyone still in doubt. Quite frankly, that help that you keep saying you don't need, I think you do need it. So, I'll leave you with just one thing left to think about, and that is, you keep saying you want to be a good person, and you keep saying you want to be seen as a good person, you actually want to be one. There are a few people in this world who I consider to be good people, or at least honourable people, whatever. And those people are the people who I think of whenever I make a decision that I'm not sure where to go. I think, what would they do in this situation, and would I do the same? And honestly, those people, when people make videos about them, they just let them. They'd only respond if something came up that was actually damaging to their reputation unfairly, as in it was a lie, which I didn't lie. I speculated at some points, but that doesn't count as a lie. You get that? So, I didn't lie. I didn't purposely go out of the way to destroy your reputation. I talked about one particular incident that involved you. And finally, I don't feel a fucking need to make more than what I've done. So you need to stop acting like I do, and you also need to stop telling me what to do. You need to stop trying to put leverage on me to make things the way you want them, because chances are the thing you want is going to get further and further away with each passing day that you behave like this. you will not make and keep friends, because you will do whatever you need to do to get your way, and you don't care who you step on. I said that in the last thing, and I'll say it again. I'm not the only person who said that. The friends of yours that I talked to from fucking years ago, some of them, like, I think one of them was like from 10 years ago nearly, and he said, yeah, that's what you were like back then, that's what you're like now. So the only way you're ever going to break this cycle and be that good person you want to be is by accepting that you are a very flawed individual. People will talk about you like you are one, and you are going to have to fix those problems. Listen to what people are saying about you. Listen to how people have tried to help you, and then say, you know what? I need to work on this. I need to work on that. Not, I need to write a rap song about it, or I need to make a shitty podcast about it. No. You need to, on a daily basis, remind yourself, and when you deal with any situation, remember that was the flaw that you had, and it's likely gotten you into this situation. So when you get into the new situation, you have to be like, this is what I did wrong, and this is what was wrong with me. I can't do that again. I need to find a better way. And what I'm saying, what I'm asking of you, it's not something you can achieve overnight. It's not something as simple as just not doing anything for a month and then you'll be regenerated. It doesn't work that way. It took me about 5 years to change from one mindset, one person to another. And I still don't feel like, it's perfect. Far from it even. But I feel like, I've come a long way because I have. There were flaws. There were people who I took my frustrations out on who didn't deserve it. And even though I regret it and whatnot, like now, back then I didn't see it as a problem. Because I was so fucking angry and delusional at that point in time that I didn't think, what I'm saying is mean. These people are my friends, why am I treating them this way? And I've basically ever since just been constantly reminding myself of that. Because if you truly feel remorse, you shouldn't want to relive the moments that make you feel remorse. So yeah, it takes a long time. It takes years, could take the next 10 years for all you know, of constant work and constant fixing your problems. But you're going to have to do it. No one else can. Even if you go and see a therapist. And yeah, your brother and your father and whoever else, they're going to tell you that you're fine. Your family don't know you like other people do. If your family are so sure, show them how you handled yourself in those streams. You told your dad you were doing an interview. You didn't say what for. You didn't say why or how it went, did you? So I know you're not doing right. And I know that you don't want him to see it. And that's fine. You don't have to include your family in every aspect of your life. That's healthy. What's not healthy is lying to your family so you can behave a certain way online, which people consider to be toxic. Because one day, they'll find out. It'll all come back on them. It'll come back on you. And they will give you a look that you'll never forget it. You'll have a feeling like you're an outsider, an interloper, or an alien for just hopefully a brief moment, but it is not a good moment. And then you'll be forced to change. And trust me, that is not something you want. So, you need to get your fucking act together, and you need to understand that people will have opinions on you based on what you say and do. It's natural. It's basic human nature. There's nothing wrong with that. But those opinions can change if you change. And you know what? If in 5 years' time you're a different man and people are bringing up shit that you did 5 years ago, I will back you myself. But only if there's actual change, and only if there's enough time for that to be valid of the argument to make. So, I don't want you to make anything in response to this. I'm not telling you what to do like you are to me. I'm saying that's not going to help you. What is going to help you is for you to take a few minutes and change your disposition, the way you deal with things. If your podcast is going well, maybe you should focus on that. You know, I like when you give people a voice and listen to them on different topics. That works. That is actually an interesting podcast. But when people don't call in, don't then go, oh, well, you know, you're all saying I'm ugly and you don't like me and you're not my friends, and because that is, honestly, that's guilt tripping again. It's disgusting behaviour. It's not something that good people do. Certainly not something that grown men do. You basically try and make people feel obligated to call in because you're basically pretending that it's about you, which it's not. People just might not want to talk, and that is fine. That's what you're there for. They're there to listen to you and anyone else who feels brave enough to call in. So, I'm going to leave it there because I feel like this has gone on long enough, but I'm sort of mesmerised by that little wavy line thing on the anchor. I don't know. But yeah, the only thing that is going to help you get out of this is if you stop digging downwards and find a way back out of your hole. Put the fucking shovel down and find a way out of the hole. I'm not giving you any more advice than that because you don't listen to it, but, you know. And I do not plan on doing anything about you ever again. And I will not do anything so long as you demonstrate a desire to change and show progress in that change. Not literally showing the progress, because I know what you're going to do. You're going to be like, oh, well, I found a comment that I didn't like and I didn't censor the person, so I'm doing good. No, don't do a fucking showman's thing of, oh, I'm a good person now because I'm not doing shitty things. It's more than that. You have to do this behind closed doors in order for you to be a good person on the outside. That's just how it works. So yeah, I don't want to know what good things you're doing or whatever. Nobody needs to know. A lot of the good things that I do in life, I don't really tell people about. I just don't. I feel like it would cheapen it if I did. So, yeah, I'll leave you to think about that. And I'm hoping you made it to the end without fucking freaking out and doing something fucking stupid. He's probably gonna fucking report this shit like 10 seconds in, but whatever. And I'll hopefully be able to do something a little less sad next time. There is a curiosity sake I've got in the works, which I'm looking forward to making. But until then, bye.
Talk about free will.